Hello and welcome to the 30th Annual ATHENA International Awards. I am Ashley Rowe, anchor for WKBW Channel 7. I am so pleased to once again be hosting this year's event, honoring 20 individual finalists and 6 organizations. Every year, this event is so inspiring. It's a celebration of excellence designed to support women in leadership. This award has endured the test of time. It all started in 1982 by Martha Mertz of Lansing, Michigan, who developed her vision of women as leaders and founded ATHENA International. It's a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization. As you will find out today, women and organizations are leading in a circle of collaboration. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get started with all the fun. A woman that needs no introduction, Dottie Gallagher, President and CEO of the Buffalo Niagara Partnership.
Thank you, Ashley. To date, worldwide, there are 7,300 ATHENA leaders in 500 communities, 48 states, and 11 countries. In fact, there are past ATHENA recipients in our audience today, as each recipient from the past 29 years has been invited to join us. The Buffalo Niagara Partnership is proud to honor today's finalists, who really are all amazing women in their own right. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes action with this event, and the 30th annual celebration has been made possible through the support of our sponsors. Allow me to highlight the following companies dedicated to developing women in leadership. They are our title sponsor, Northwest Bank, our presenting sponsor, Seneca Resorts and Casinos, our finalist sponsor, National Grid, our official accounting sponsor, Lumsden and McCormick, our television sponsor, WKBW TV Channel 7, our official media sponsor, Buffalo Magazine, and our supporting sponsors, Elderwood, Grover Cleveland Press, Heather Bellini Photography, National Fuel Gas Company, and St. Bonaventure University. There's a set of criteria for the Leadership Award, Young Professional Award, and Organizational Awards. It's prescriptive and follows a formula. It includes professional excellence, contributing time and energy to improve the quality of life for others in our community, and actively assisting others, particularly women, in realizing their full leadership potential. This is the first year we're honoring companies in 2 categories, nonprofit and for-profit, as organizations. You will learn shortly how the recipients are chosen. And I want you to be aware that none of us at the partnership, including me, nor the steering committee, knows who today's recipients will be. Lumsden and McCormick, our official CPA firm of the ATHENA, are the only ones who have knowledge of the results, and I'm holding the sealed envelopes waiting for my cue. We'll all find out together. Ashley, back to you.
All right. Thank you for giving us that rundown, Dottie. Now a word from Trina Burress of Northwest Bank.
Hello, everyone. I'm Trina Burress, Senior Vice President and District Manager for Northwest Bank. And we are so thrilled to be here again for the ATHENA Awards, recognizing women in leadership. In our company, women in leadership is very, very important to everything that we do. There are so many women who are leaders themselves, running large divisions of our company. So we understand the importance of what women can bring to not only to the business, but to our community as well. We certainly want to salute this year's finalists and are excited again to be a part of it as a presenting sponsor. With that, good luck to the finalists.
Well, thank you so much for that, Trina. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Melissa Free, Senior Vice President of Marketing and Chief Marketing Officer of Seneca Gaming Corporation.
You may be interested to know that planning for the ATHENA Awards event begins 10 months ahead of time. There are many moving parts and a lot happens behind the scenes. The ATHENA Awards Honorary Steering Committee is an integral part of this event and has responsibilities relating to reviewing each and every ATHENA application, voting to determine the finalists, and ultimately this year's recipients. They also contribute ideas, helping to make each event more memorable. A special thank you to this year's steering committee, who is dedicated to the development and support of women in leadership. Accomplished professionals in their own right, they are as follows. Honorary co-chairs, Crystal People-Stokes, Majority Leader of the New York State Assembly, and Trina Burress, Senior Vice President and District Manager of Northwest Bank. The steering committee members, are Lori Climo, president of DeUville College, Anne Ivanko, member and chair of Labor and Employment Practices Group, Hurwitz and Fine PC, Mary Owusu, assistant professor of marketing at Canisius College and CEO of GuruBound.com, Danielle Ogier, editor of Buffalo Magazine, Rhonda Frederick, president and CEO of People Inc., Sharon Radaccio, president and CEO, Performance Management Partners, and chair, Vistage International, Katie Krozik, CEO and partner of 19 Ideas. We appreciate all you have done to make this year's event so successful.
Thank you very much for those words, Melissa. You know, if you've been to the ATHENA Awards in past years, you will recognize the next part of our show. Our ATHENA program traditionally takes time to present the Be Inspired Award, which is a Buffalo News Award in partnership with Say Yes. The award is presented to a student who exemplifies the ATHENA-like qualities of highest academic achievement, devotion to improving the quality of life for their community, and investment in assisting others, particularly women, in realizing their full potential. I am so happy to announce this year's spotlight. Tierra Perdue is a May 2020 graduate of Buffalo State College, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Mathematics with a concentration in statistics and a minor in business. Tierra has been a Say Yes Buffalo ambassador since 2016. During her time at Buff State, Tierra interned with the Community Foundation for Greater Buffalo, Jericho Road, and Walsh Duffield Company. She also served as president of her philanthropic sorority, Zeta Chi Omega, and completed a service trip to Rwanda as part of the Anne Frank Project. Tierra is a tutor for Sylvan Learning and is an academic coordinator with Peace of the City of Buffalo. I don't know how she has time to do all of this. And she remains an active ambassador on behalf of Say Yes Buffalo. Congratulations, Tierra. We are all so proud of you and grateful for all that you are doing for the community. I would now like to introduce Donna Gonzer, Lumsden and McCormick, the official CPA firm for the ATHENA Awards.
Thank you, Ashley. And I'd also like to thank the Buffalo Niagara Partnership for the opportunity to be part of this prestigious event. Lumsden and McCormick has been a strong supporter of the ATHENA Awards for many years, and we're proud to be involved again this year. I would like to begin by extending our congratulations to each of the 20 individual finalists and 6 of the company finalists for the Young Professional, Leadership, and Organizational Awards. Your accomplishments are nothing short of amazing, and each one of you is so deserving of this honor. Lumsden McCormick is the official CPA firm of the ATHENA Awards, and as the accounting sponsor, we are responsible for maintaining the integrity of the voting process, tabulating the results, and keeping those results confidential until they're announced at the event today. We're often asked if the winners are notified in advance, and the answer is an emphatic no. The winners are surprised. In fact, as Dottie said, the only people aware of the results before today are the people in our firm who do the tabulation of those results. I would like to just give you a brief review of the voting process. There are 10 judges, some of which are prior ATHENA recipients. Each judge completed a secret ballot for each category, rating each individual finalist in the categories of professional leadership, personal leadership, and community service, and rating the organizational finalists in the categories of culture, community service, and women in leadership positions. A representative of Lumsden McCormick receives the secret ballots directly from the judges, and 2 individuals from Lumsden McCormick independently tabulate and compare the results to ensure accuracy. And as we said, those results have been kept confidential since that time. Dottie Gallagher, President and CEO of the Buffalo Niagara Partnership, is in receipt of the confidential sealed envelopes and will open the envelopes live later in the program. I'm sure we're all anxious to know the award recipients, but first, let's get to know them first. Back to you, Ashley.
All right. Thank you for all those details. I know we're all anxious to see those award recipients. We thought that you would enjoy getting to know our 10 young professional finalists. So please enjoy a highlight reel and panel discussion, really insightful discussion. I had the opportunity to sit down virtually with our finalists back in March. So look forward to that. But first, a special welcome from Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochland. Thank you to my friend, President and CEO Dottie Gallagher, and the Buffalo Niagara Partnership for hosting today's event. Congratulations to all the finalists for the 2021 ATHENA International Awards. Our amazing honorees now join the ranks of leaders who not only achieve personal accomplishments, but who are role models for young women professionals. I was honored to receive the 2018 ATHENA Leadership Award, and I'm proud to be in the company of this year's extraordinary finalists. Now more than ever, as we emerge from this year of incredible pain and loss, we must reimagine what the post-COVID world will be for professional women. I recently wrote an article about my fear that there could be a generational loss of economic gain made by women, and much of it due from the loss of reliable childcare options. I know it's been hard. I had to give up a job I loved when my children were young because of these challenges. But you know, women are strong and we are resilient. And to those women who managed to survive and perhaps even thrive during the pandemic, we must do everything we can to lift up the next generation so they too can be successful. Today we carry the torch passed to us from previous generations after their centuries-long struggle for gender equality. I know that each ATHENA honoree will make it glow even brighter before they too pass it on to the next generation. Entering the post-pandemic world, the women of Buffalo and Western New York will help lead the way in building our community back stronger and better and more equitable than ever before. It's in our DNA as New York women, and that's why we and our communities will succeed. Congratulations once again to all of our finalists and our awardees. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kanasha Blue. I'm a business service representative with New York State Department of Labor. My friends describe me as silly and outgoing. I have a big personality. I am passionate about service. I am a veteran of the United States Army, and I love veterans. I love helping people, and I love serving my country. I'm motivated by the people around me. I'm motivated by trying to make the environment that I live in a better place. My family, my parents has always taught me to strive to be the best person I can be, and that keeps me going every day.
Hello, my name is Juwaria Dahir, and I serve as the External Affairs Manager with the City of Buffalo in the Mayor's Office of Citizen Services. My daily affirmation begins with my drive and ambition to really achieve the goals that I set for myself, but I also listen to my intuition and my inner guide. My goal is to be a leading voice for the underserved populations that often do not get a seat at the table, and even when they do have a seat at the table, do not have a voice at the table. I bring my passion and talents and skills to really advocate for equity and prosperity for everyone.
I'm Christina Holdsworth, and I'm an associate at Goldberg Segala. My friends would describe me as charismatic. My most used emoji is the eye roll emoji. The best piece of advice that I received as a young attorney was to always be honest and kind and gracious, because your reputation will stay with you forever. My company inspires me because they support everybody at the firm so much and give us all the resources that we need, that it makes me want to be a better employee and a better attorney.
Introducing Jenna Cook, Human Resources Business Partner at Catholic Health and Council President of the City of Tonawanda. Her friends describe her as caring and compassionate. The best piece of advice she's received is, follow your dreams no matter where it takes you. Be you, always be you. Don't ever change for anyone.
Hi, my name is Lynne Ruda, and I teach music at Lancaster High School. My most used emojis are the hearts and the music notes. My friends describe me as always busy and definitely type A. I am very well scheduled, but cool and collected. I am passionate about being a firefighter in the Lancaster Fire Department because I think that it's an amazing opportunity to give back to my community during hard times and times of crisis. I find inspiration from seeing people come together, whether it be my students in my classroom or community members in the village of Lancaster or firefighters on the fire scene. I think that the sense of community is what inspires me most. I stay motivated because I think that everything that I do, I try and make a difference, whether it be in my classroom or in the community. Seeing my students' reactions in the classroom really motivates me.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Schneider, and I am a vendor business manager at Ingram Micro. My friends describe me as confident and driven and motivating. I am passionate about empowering women to excel and find success in the technology industry because it is predominantly male, and I love the challenge of trying to break that glass ceiling and helping my friends and other associates, other females, just try and achieve their dreams.
Hi, I'm Julia Spitz, Executive Vice President at Savarino Properties. My guilty pleasure is anything involving the British royal family. Drums or flats? Flats. Easily. Unfortunately, I'm married to someone who also likes flats. Most use emoji. It's a tie between the laughing cry face guy and the smiling poop. What inspires me most at work is the diversity of the people I work with and the relationship we've managed to build with one another.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Terranova, Community Relations Partner at Tesla. I am motivated by the fact that every day that I come to work, I am surrounded by people who care so much about our community and the lives in our community, that the people that need help. My most used emoji is the crying, laughing emoji. What keeps me motivated is going to work every day and being surrounded by an incredible organization that cares so deeply about our community. And I come to work every day surrounded by these incredible people and an organization with an incredible mission. And that is what keeps me going.
Hi, my name is Maggie Hamilton Winship, and I'm the Director of Economic Development for the town of Amherst, New York. I'm always very motivated by the people I surround myself with, whether it's my coworkers or my family or friends. I'm passionate about the city of Buffalo and the region of Buffalo being successful. I love living here, and I'm also passionate about my family and spending time outside. When I was in college, I had a boss who gave me the advice that you should always hire and surround yourself with people smarter than you, because they will ultimately make your life easier and make you more successful.
Hello, Athena Young Professional Leadership Award finalists. Congratulations to all of you. The topic of our discussion is looking into the future. What will the future of work look like for women and the workforce moving forward? So let's get started. What trends do you anticipate younger professionals expecting from a post-pandemic professional world?
I think that younger professionals are really going to expect to see that flexibility from their organizations. So whether it's having a hybrid policy or being able to completely work from home or wanting to be in the office, I think that young professionals are going to come to expect that, and that companies are really going to look and take the needs of their employees front of mind when they're trying to make these decisions. You know, it's really, you kind of have to not let your bias into it. For me, I would prefer to be in the office. I enjoy being in the office. A hybrid schedule would be great, but not everybody feels that same way. So I think that the flexibility and the adaptability that we have seen organizations have to have over the past year, people are going to expect that to continue.
I think, you know, something that concerns me this past year, not only has it been a global pandemic, but I also had a baby. So flexibility has taken on a whole new meaning to me. And just as we've seen the pandemic negatively impact women and women leaving their careers to, teach kids from home or handle childcare, what concerns me about that is, a policy may say, sure, you can work from home or you can have flexibility, but will women be overlooked in the workspace because they are taking advantage of that to balance childcare? And how can we make sure that those cultures are also addressed, not just policies moving forward?
I hear time and time again people saying, oh, I think I need to get into a career that will guarantee me remote access, right? Where I don't have to be physically present. And I've even heard that there are studies that are out there, there are people saying, I'm going to actually move to a different state. I want to be in a warmer climate, or I want to be closer to my family. And they're going to find careers that will lead them in that direction. Caitlin, do you think that that is something that is going to have staying power, or will we start to see a bit more of a return back to pre-COVID eras?
Absolutely. I think there's been a shift, particularly for me. I'm in the technology industry, so we already had started to embrace a lot of remote work. But at this time last year, we forced our hand and everyone had to shift entirely remote. So it was absolutely a big change. And a lot of young professionals have found comfort and success and thriving in the work from home environment. So I absolutely foresee that continuing. And I think one of the nice things that's come out of the pandemic in regards to career pathing is we've seen more access to executive leadership because they're not on the road 50, 75% of the time. So they have more time available to work with mentorships and young professionals who are looking to achieve eventually their position down the road. So it was nice for me to be able to talk to executives that I wouldn't have had access to before because of their time constraints. So it has shifted my career path a little bit by extending my timeline. It's had me readjust some of my priorities, but remote work having some play. I'm not one who prefers remote work 100% of the time, but finding that hybrid mix, I think, is going to be important for the future.
Well, on the other hand, there's an advantage almost to what we've experienced in this remote work environment on that subject. My particular law firm, we have offices all over the country, and we have executives and management in all of those offices. We're based out of Buffalo, but we have offices in California, Florida, New York City. And those are people that I really didn't have occasion to interact with. And something about the fact that we were all working from home and remotely made the community feel smaller, because in a way we're now working together in this sort of remote cloud, if you will. So over the past year, I've interacted with people just within my own firm, let alone clients, that I never would have interacted with before. Because we didn't have a geographic divide anymore. It didn't matter. We're all working from our own respective homes and offices. So there are some advantages to that as well. It really breaks down some walls that we may have otherwise, whether it's clients or within our own companies.
Jenna, I'm going to put you on the spot for my next question, and then I hope to open it up to everybody. We talk so much about our challenges that we have faced in our day-to-day conversations. But I want to talk to you about what your accomplishment that you want to share.
I'm a human resource business partner. And with that, when the pandemic started, Catholic Health Systems created the concept that we were going to open the first COVID hospital in New York State. So I'm a business partner for St. Joseph Hospital as well as Sisters. And I was tasked with joining our COVID response team. And it was remarkable to have so many of our associates sign up and volunteer and willing to participate and be part of the solution. So I was tasked with staffing, supporting the staffing at St. Joseph Hospital. And at the time, at the onset of the pandemic, there were so many unknown variables. And it was such a fluid situation. So we had a great team around us. We had associates that were willing to participate, and we were able to stabilize our hospital and transform it into the first COVID hospital in New York State.
When Jenna was talking about how uncertain things were in the beginning and how you kind of had to gather your troops and form in, it really brought back our experience, and nothing as serious as a hospital. I run a property management company, but back in March, April, and May of last year, we didn't understand masks, gloves, sanitizer. Could you even get those things? How was this virus transmitted from person to person? And yet we have thousands of tenants that need us to make sure their homes or offices function properly. If your toilet is clogged, it still has to be unclogged. If your washer's broken, it still has to be fixed. If you don't have lights, you still need lights. And our team rallied. And again, we're not healthcare officials. We know nothing, we're contractors and maintenance technicians, and this is very out of our comfort realm. And our team rallied and made a plan and safely and effectively showed up to work in person every day and took care of the people that live and work in our buildings, regardless of the fear or uncertainty. And when you have zero training, like Jenna was saying, none of us went to college for how to deal with a pandemic. It was really scary. And now we know so much more, 12 months later, looking back, it seems a lot less daunting, but I remember that fear at the time.
What strategies do you think organizations will have to use to elevate women and build a more diverse culture to help them attract top talent and drive innovation?
That is a very important question. First, we got to start by identifying and really understanding diversity and innovation and really an inclusion, because it's one thing for us to get all these women or minorities into the workforce, but once they get into the workforce, what do we do with that? Is it just like, oh, you're a number, congratulations, you've made it? But now we have to invite them to the dance floor. It's not just the analogy I like to use is when somebody is invited to the dance, everybody's invited, they're happy, they're at dance, but you come out to the dance floor and dance. Is there an opportunity for us to invite everybody to participate? Earlier we talked about women and their ability to advance without feeling like if they work from home or that they have children, their family circumstance is going to affect them to advance. So we have to create an organizational culture that embrace women and is flexible. We're mentoring them. We're giving them an option to break that glass ceiling. Allow us all to dance on that dance floor.
I think that organizations will not only need to be hiring and promoting talented and hardworking females into active leadership positions, but also celebrate and publicly recognize the successes of their diverse workforce. I think that open and honest conversations need to start happening about implicit bias and general cultural acceptance that needs to be built into every level of an organization.
I'm curious, Lynne, are you having those conversations with your students?
Very much so. I think that if we're not teaching them at this level, where are they going to learn? So I try and find every opportunity, whether it's something that's happening in the news, something that's happening in our community, or something that's happening in my personal life, to be talking about it. It was interesting running as a female candidate for mayor, something that our community was not used to. And so to be saying what that experience is like and why I continue through and why I believe in doing that.
What, in your opinion, is a priority in order to create a more equitable region for everyone beyond the workforce, but we're talking about the region at large? And Juaria, I know you've got a lot of work that you've highlighted on the city's west side. Why don't we start with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Very good question. So a priority, I guess a priority in order to just create a more equitable region for everyone is more direct channel and access to resources. That's how I interpret it. And most people do not want to simply be taken care of by government, for instance, right? They want to be in a position where they're empowered and they have the resources that they need to then be able to better their lives, the lives of their neighbors, their communities, etc. And the idea that you aren't necessarily meeting everyone's need or properly responding to their needs, at least using this one-size-fit-all approach, when you give everyone the same thing, because not everyone has the same base to build from, And we saw that, I think, really exacerbated because of COVID-19. Again, communities that were of low income, communities that were historically marginalized, they were already crying for help. And then the added trauma and issues of COVID-19. So I think when you give at least when you can more efficiently, in a way, really use funds or resources that really needs to adequately go to everyone in terms of scale and reach across communities. I think that's really important. And I think nobody knows what that need is better than the people that are affected the most by those needs. So any issue that we specifically speak on, I think it's so important to bring forth people who reflect those issues or look like those issues and experience those issues. And I think they must be given the channels to articulate for the needs to others, whether that be government, private sector, et cetera, to really build some sort of a social and logistical infrastructure to be responsive.
Thank you all so much for all of your responses today. What an absolutely fabulous conversation. I'm so grateful to be able to hear from all of you. Thank you all for everything that you have accomplished over the course of the last year and throughout your career. Thank you for pushing the envelope continually and moving the needle forward within your communities. We need to keep hearing from you, and I cannot wait to see what you're going to accomplish next. Thank you once again.
Well, what an impressive group of women that we just heard from. It's amazing that we actually were able to pick one. I want to just briefly show the beautiful award that the Young Leadership Award will be given. And without further ado, I have the completely sealed envelope here to reveal who is the 2021 ATHENA Young Professional. And I'm happy to say it is Juwaria Dahir, City Planner and External Affairs Manager for the City of Buffalo. Juwaria, congratulations.
Thank you for this incredible award. I'm so honored to receive it. Every day I'm so motivated by the people that I surround myself with. Everybody on the call today. I'm so passionate about my children, my husband, my family, and just really the community that I'm a part of. But essentially what's, of course, bringing us all together here is really empowering women, and empowering women is just so very essential to the health and just social development of our country. So I think if anything, take this moment to just really empower another woman, whether it's a woman you work with, your neighbor, a family member, whatever that might be, or just another young professional, and pay closer attention to especially women of color, because everybody collectively, we are really the key to economic growth. I'm just really fascinated by the fact that I have been selected. What an honorable body everybody here is on. To my friends and everybody on the call, thanks for just, paving the way for me. And thanks for this incredible opportunity. And I'm just so honored to share the stage with all my fellow honorees. Congratulations to everybody.
Thank you, Juwaria, and congratulations.
Congratulations once again, Juwaria. We are so proud of you. Thank you for everything that you are doing for the community. There are 3 finalists in each category for the organizational award. And as mentioned, this is the first time that the Buffalo Niagara Partnership is honoring this category. So please enjoy learning what is important to each one of our finalist companies.
We are fortunate to have many organizations in Buffalo Niagara dedicated to professional excellence, nurturing and growing women leaders now and generations to come is a priority for all of our finalist organizations. So first, I'd like to announce the winner of the Not-for-Profit Organizational Award. The recipient is, sorry. Girl Scouts of Western New York. Girl Scouts of Western New York serves nearly 14,000 girls and 6,000 adult volunteers across Buffalo, Niagara, and Western New York region, and nationally has served girls for more than 100 years. Girl Scouts of Western New York offers a variety of programs in science, technology, engineering, and math, outdoors, life skills, and entrepreneurship to prepare girls for a lifetime of leadership, success, and adventure. Girl Scout of Western New York's exceptional team, which consists of 96% women employees, lead the charge for its 20,000 members across the 9-county region. The leadership team is 99% female with 23 positions, 8 executive leadership, and 15 senior leadership positions across racial and ethnic backgrounds. And their board is 84% female with 19 positions, 16 of which are held by women across racial and ethnic backgrounds. And congratulations, Girl Scouts, and we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Dottie, and thank you so much to the Buffalo Niagara Partnership. I am Allison Wilcox, CEO of Girl Scouts of Western New York, and I'm accepting this award on behalf of our Girl Scouts board, staff, volunteers, and Girl Scout members. Thank you so much to the Buffalo Niagara Partnership and ATHENA Awards for this honor, and congratulations to all finalists and awardees today. Thank you to the Western New York Women's Foundation for nominating us. We've been so proud to be part of the All In Initiative, which is committed to advancing women in our region. And at Girl Scouts, we build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. It's such an honor to receive the first ATHENA Organizational Award. Not only are we an organization that's dedicated to empowering the women in our workplace and all of our Girl Scout members, but together with our amazing volunteers and staff, we're building the next generation of women leaders who are our Girl Scouts who lead today and tomorrow. And I'm inspired by all of the finalists that we just heard from with the young professionals. And just want to say that I absolutely agree. It's so imperative for us to be empowering other women, to making sure that we're committed to a very diverse and inclusive our organizations that we're really helping in the community. And I feel that this past year has taught us that our world needs Girl Scouts today more than ever, the confident, caring, courageous leaders who are responsible for what they say and do and striving to make their communities better. So just thank you so much. Really, really honored.
Thank you, Allison, for being with us, and congratulations again to the Girl Scouts. I am pleased to announce the recipient for the For-Profit Organizational Award. The recipient is, sorry, Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young with offices in downtown Buffalo. Oh, did I jump the gun? Stephen, I apologize. Am I good? I should have waited. I apologize. Ernst & Young is a member firm of Ernst & Young Global Limited, a multinational professional services network with global headquarters in London, England. EY is one of the largest professional service networks in the world and is ranked as one of the big 4 accounting firms. They are committed to gender parity in the workplace and supporting women to achieve their full leadership potential. The firm continuously works to bridge the gender gap, defeat unconscious bias, and engage men as allies in driving change. Their approach is holistic, and their women-centered initiatives create opportunities for professionals in all stages of their lives and careers, and at all levels, roles, and geographies in the organizations. Congratulations to Ernst & Young.
Thank you, Dottie. Thanks for having us, and thank you for the nomination this year. It's an honor to be here today representing EY and to have been nominated for the ATHENA Organizational Award with such a distinguished group of companies in Western New York. EY's focus on diversity and inclusiveness continues to be a main driver in our vision of building a better working world. And building a better working world fosters supporting, developing, and inspiring women leaders in the Buffalo Niagara community. EY's been focused on gender parity. To think just 5 years ago, we didn't have any female partners in the upstate practice. Since then, Jackie and I have both been promoted to partner in different service lines. And it's really important because we're both really passionate about continuing the development and growth of women, both internally as an organization, as well as externally through our International Women's Days events that we host every year in both Rochester and Buffalo, as well as other community engagement activities where we focus on mentorship, networking, and the development of women. Our success has been possible because of our mentors and colleagues who sponsored us to ensure that we have the necessary opportunities to be successful and continue to be promoted to leadership positions. This is extremely important because these leadership positions have allowed us to continue to inspire and promote other women at EY and in the community. We're honored to accept this award on behalf of EY and look forward to continuing our involvement with the ATHENA organization and the rest of the Buffalo Niagara community. Thanks again.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. Back to you, Ashley.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, Jackie, and Allison. Congratulations to EY as well as Girl Scouts. Wonderful to hear about all of these women-centered initiatives. You know, I also had the opportunity last month to sit down virtually with the Leadership Award finalists for a panel discussion, much like what you heard from our young professionals. Their experiences and insights about how they've had to pivot and be flexible over the course of the last year and what they're looking at moving forward was really tremendous. It was so interesting, and I look forward to being able to share this with you in just a few minutes. But before we enjoy that, please enjoy an inspiring message from Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes.
Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes. I wish that I could celebrate with you, but I am here in Albany doing the people's work. Please know that I am with you in spirit. I would like to congratulate Dottie Gallagher and her entire Buffalo Niagara partnership team and all of the sponsors for putting together the 30th annual ATHENA Awards. Even more so for doing it during a pandemic when we have had very little to celebrate. I'd also like to congratulate all of this year's honorees. May you continue to shatter ceilings and embody the inner strength of women everywhere. May God continue to bless you on your personal, professional, and life journeys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay blessed.
Hi, I'm Gina Burkhardt. I am the President and CEO of Buffalo Center for Arts and Technology, BCAT. My friends would describe me as quirky. I run every day, and I'm a very big introvert. My colleagues inspire me with their passion, and they come every day prepared to do their best and to give their best. I stay motivated and actually inspired by the youth and the adults that I work with. They're so talented and so creative and so determined to change their lives that it's hard not to be motivated by that.
Hi, I'm Beth Giuliani Gatto. I'm the Director of Arena Operations at the Buffalo Sabres and KeyBank Center. My friends would describe me as the life of the party, yet still shy. The best advice I've ever gotten is from my mother, who always said, you can choose to be as happy or as miserable as you want, and choose to be happy. What inspires me most is the people I work with. We're all just very much team-oriented and team-driven. We all have each other's backs, and we also love the fact that we get to make people in our community happy on a nightly basis, 100+ times a year.
Hi, my name is Rima Hanash. I'm the Director of Resource Development at the United Way of Buffalo and Erie County. I'm very, very passionate about what I do. It's really the accomplishment of being able to do so much good for our community. The best piece of advice I've ever gotten was to always be fair, frank, and honest with everyone that you work with every day. I have the best team in Buffalo. My colleagues inspire me every single day because of their passion and commitment to make Buffalo a greater place.
Hi, I'm Mary Jean Jakubowski. I'm the Director of the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library System. So my friends would most certainly describe me as someone who is always going to tell it like it is. The best piece of advice that I was ever given was two things: stay strong and always be yourself.
my goal is always to keep public libraries relevant in today's world. That's the message that I want to continue to spread and make sure everybody knows all of the services that we have throughout our library system.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lacrovato, and I'm the Director of Development at Houtman Woodward Medical Research Institute. The best piece of advice I received in my career is before they tell you what they're going to do, make them tell you what they've done. I'm the most likely to drink all the coffee in the office. I think they cut me off about 10 a.m. for a reason. I'm passionate about the city of Buffalo and bringing people together to help move our city forward. There's so many wonderful opportunities for people to work together and so much more for us to accomplish.
Hi, I'm Cindy Lee, and I'm the CEO of OLV Human Services. If I could go back in time and talk to my younger self, I would tell myself, of course your career is important, but your personal life is equally important, and you have to really work to find that balance. What inspires me most about where I work and my colleagues is the relentless focus on trying to figure out ways to help people who often can't help themselves.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Minkel. I'm the Executive Director of the Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority. Every day I'm motivated by the incredible men and women that I work with, and I have the opportunity to learn from them directly. My friends would describe me as analytical, and I love learning about new things each and every day. I'm passionate about the environment, and some of the most exciting projects I've done have really focused on improving the environment for my children and future generations.
Hello everyone, my name is Crystal Rodriguez and I am the Chief of Staff to the President at Buffalo State College. My friends describe me as tenacious. I am passionate about racial equity because if all of us do well in the region, then the entire region does well. I would tell my younger self to be more patient, make better choices, but to celebrate who you are. The work Buffalo State College does inspires me because we are educating first-generation college students to go out in the world and do their best.
Hi, I'm Cindy Vance. I am CEO of the Sterling Investment Council and a managing partner at Jensen Marks Langer & Vance. My friends would describe me, I think, as kind. I'm always trying to help somebody. I think if I could go back and tell my younger self something, it would be to make sure you're always taking time for yourself. I'm passionate about bicycling. I've traveled all over the world. It's just something I really love to do. My colleagues always inspire me because they are so hardworking, and it's a joy to come to work every day.
Hi, my name is Sujatha Yalamunchli, and I'm a partner at the Buffalo law firm of Hodgson Russ. The best professional advice I've ever gotten is to seek out mentors throughout your career. Mentors can be within your organization or outside. They can be peer mentors. Even people junior to you can be mentors. So continue to seek them out throughout your career, and you'll be a lot better for it.
Hello, ATHENA Leadership Award finalists. Congratulations to all of you for receiving this great honor. The topic of our discussion is pivoting during a pandemic. So let's get started. The first question, you could probably write a book to fully answer this question, but I would love to hear one or two ways your organization has had to adapt this past year. Kim, let's start with you.
You know, for us, COVID-19 has caused probably the biggest crisis in aviation history, with similar effects in public transit as well. Specifically, my agency, like many other agencies, the first thing we had to do was improve hygiene and make people feel safe. So throughout our system, we looked at antimicrobial coatings. We increased filtration of our HVAC units. We used UV light technology for the first time to increase the sanitation on our rail system. We used thermal scanners for temperature checks. We required the use of face masks, floor markings. We added more service on our bus and rail system so that we could increase social distances. We even waived fares so that we could reduce person-to-person contact. But we also needed to build a resilient workforce. In many cases, we needed to repurpose workers. So we rapidly reskilled, upskilled, so we could create that resilience needed throughout this pandemic. And then finally, I think like most employers, so we had real concerns about their mental, social, physical well-being.
Our organization had a lot to do in terms of adapting to a once-in-a-generation pandemic. And we also had to keep in mind that most of our staff were now working from home, and they never really worked from home before. And there were challenges with that in the beginning. On top of people doing their work from home, they were also playing the role of teachers to their kids, having to take care of their family. So it was a struggle for some parents and somewhat overwhelming. So we just really wanted to make sure that people felt good and felt comfortable, that they were able to do their work from home. And that definitely was challenging at first, but it seemed to start working halfway through. We also had a lot of people looking to volunteer out in the community. And, keeping in mind at the beginning, many organizations had to take some very strict safety precautions, but there were so many people who really did want to volunteer. And so we were able to come up with some virtual volunteer opportunities and work with different agencies in our community who had safety precautions put in place so that people who did want to help had that opportunity to do so.
Cindy, what about at OLV as you're trying to work through the many disparities across the community and trying to get people on an equal playing field to get them the services that they need?
I always think of it as probably since 9/11 occurred, this is the first time our country and actually the whole world experienced what we call a collective trauma, which means that we were all experiencing this situation all at the same time. And we all have different thresholds for how do we handle that kind of stress and that trauma. And in my agency, we deal with individuals who struggle with that. So trying to pivot to remote therapies, trying to work with our oversight agencies in the state of New York to get some of the regulations relaxed that we needed to be able to provide telehealth and telepsychiatry, and then supplying our families with the technology that they just did not have previous to this so that they could participate in those things. We have a dental clinic. Our dental clinic remained open throughout the pandemic, and that was actually unique for us. A lot of dental clinics, because of the nature of that work, closed down. So we were able to meet a lot of the social determinants of health that those of us in the human service field deal with. We were able to keep those supports and services going, and I'm really proud of that.
Gina, go ahead.
So we have an after-school arts program, and you can imagine how challenging it could be to actually do an after-school arts program without a building or a space to do art. And what we recognized in the summer was that our youth were really struggling. People were focused on adults during the pandemic, what the struggles were for moms, what the struggles were for some of the organizations. But I think a lot of people assumed that the teenagers in the community would just be okay, and they weren't. So we decided to engage with them to see if we could bring some joy into their lives. And we took 100 art kids out into the community and distributed them to high school youth, asked them to draw us a picture and tell us a story about the picture in relation to the pandemic. So what were they feeling? What were they thinking? Through the generosity of the amazing folks in Buffalo, the project was supported, and each piece of art that was returned to us was then brought back out and given to one of the donors. So 100 people in the community got a really beautiful piece of art done by some amazingly talented young people. And we got to read and learn more about their struggles and their anxieties and their needs, and the fact that they really wanted to go back to school, which is kind of amazing.
I'm going to move on to our next question. Have any of the short-term changes you've had to make impacted long-term planning or have shed light on broader opportunities for the future? Sujata, why don't we start with you?
To say it's been a difficult year is an understatement. And as we look at the long-term impact of some of the short-term changes we had to make, both as an institution, as a law firm, how we conduct our business, but also in terms of changes that are happening in the legal landscape, we're getting our arms around what the post-pandemic world might look like. I think technology, no question, has radically changed how we do our business, and many of those aspects I think will stay. We have a couple of just different task forces within our organization that are looking at how we're going to use workplace agility to change how we do business. So we're rethinking our policy about work from home and flexible work life. Now we're looking at ways we can make those changes more permanent across the board for the entire organization. For the legal community, there have been some significant changes. For example, remote notary, the ability to take a notarization of somebody remotely and not in the same room with them. For years, that was very difficult to do. New York State had been looking at changing those rules. So that will radically change the way we practice law and deliver services. I think we've discovered new ways to provide client service that we will stick with in the future.
Yeah, great point. Mary Jean?
So many things that we began to institute during the pandemic are now things that we know we're going to extend into the future. Our virtual programming is a prime example. Our virtual job fairs, our e-resource expansion. One of the positive outcomes, if there can be any, but running an organization such as the library, where most people are familiar with coming into the library, we gained a significant new following through the virtual world. And I've mentioned our e-library cards. And just to give you a statistic, within the first few months, just about 3 months of creating those digital library cards, we had over 6,000 new library card holders as a result of recognizing the importance of having access to resources in the non-traditional library sense. So we're very excited about that. Those numbers continue to grow. Our outreach has become significant. In some instances, we have programs that have become, our staff have become almost rock stars, on Facebook with, 4,000 hits, 6,000 hits on various programs, and feel very strongly that we will continue, and I'm going to use the term the hybrid world, to offer more and more virtual programs while reinstituting those traditional programs and resources that libraries are well known for.
All of you are celebrated leaders in your own ways. I'm curious, how have you had to adapt your personal leadership style this year? Beth?
Pivot is definitely the term that has come out during the pandemic. And, we've done everything that we possibly can. You people all do extraordinary things. I work in sports. So, I'm humbled to be here. But we're doing everything we can to just kind of reevaluate the needs so that first off, our employees felt safe coming back. And once we got to that point, what we could do to make our fans feel safe. Because as I'm sure you all experienced, in the beginning, no one really felt safe at all. And everyone has different comfort levels for that. So, we've focused primarily on that and how we can bring people back safely, help in the community, and do those sorts of things.
We always study these 10 core leadership disciplines, and you sort of start out with, and when you think of the pandemic, with, awareness, acceptance, and fearlessness, because you can't be the leader and be somebody that's afraid of what is happening. And you're making conscious choices with confidence. But I think the things that I really had to work on, because I'm on a number of boards, I'm on 5 boards, plus I run and help manage 2 different firms, making sure I was 100% energetically engaged at all times during this process. I was, really juggling a lot of balls throughout this, and being present in the moment. So making sure that whatever I was working on at the time is what I was focusing on, not, something that was going to be coming up in another meeting or something that happened in the past. And really making sure throughout this process that everybody had a voice, and being very conscious about that. Whether I just think of my employees, some of them were very afraid to, be in the office or come back in the office. Some of them would rather have stayed home and not come back in. But just throughout the whole process, making sure that everybody was involved, making sure I was making myself available, and probably being more creative in solutions.
Lisa, what about you? How have you had to adapt your personal leadership style this year?
HWI, Houtman Woodward Medical Research Institute, for over 64 years, we use structural biology for drug discovery. So this was our moment to shine in the work that we do here in Western New York, but also internationally. And we were under construction of our cryo-EM center, which houses the same exact microscope that was used to figure out the shape of the coronavirus. We have that now here in Western New York. We never stopped construction. Our scientists never left their labs. Our administration figured out a way to make sure that people could continue their experiments and work safely. We also had a great deal of people still working from home, and to this day we have that. We also have 3 women scientists, a really great, a great stat, who were funded to do COVID-19 research and have continued to do that still today. So I think that what we looked at was, what is our mission and what do we do? And what can we do safely? And what do we have to make sure that we can adapt to?
Has your organization implemented any strategies to build a more diverse culture to help attract top talent and drive innovation? And if so, how's it going?
In addition to going through a pandemic, we also know that nationally we were going through a racial reckoning. And so it called some of us on some of our practices, and it's not easy. And one of the things that we've done here is we're using the mantra that it's about impact, not intention. And we've done a wonderful job here of diversifying our student population. That was intentional over the last decade. But we also have to be intentional about recognizing what we haven't done well. And we haven't done well in terms of faculty diversification. And we can't just say, right, institutions of higher education are all struggling with this. They are, but we have to do what we can to be better. So some of the things that we've done in terms of if we're looking for faculty in engineering, we're looking for underrepresented organizations nationally in that area. And we're sending our job search, we're sending our search qualifications there, asking them to help us. Another thing that we've done recently is we've reached out to HBCUs, really tapping into those graduates and bringing them here. Another thing that we've done, it's not enough just to attract the right candidates. We want to make sure that it's a right fit. So connecting them to their community here in the city of Buffalo and really highlighting off-campus things so that they can see themselves being here. But it's hard work. It's ongoing work. Nobody's ever going to get it all right. So, at times we have to capitalize off the momentum, but a part of that is recognizing what we're not doing right and making the change.
That concludes our discussion. Thank you so much for your contributions. What an absolutely enlightening conversation we had today with so many insights. Congratulations on being ATHENA Leadership Award finalists. Thank you for your leadership over the course of this past very difficult year, and thank you for your contributions to the community.
It's my absolute honor to announce the winner of the 2021 ATHENA Leadership Award. And congratulations to all of you. You are an inspiration to me and to all the people listening and everyone in the community. So our recipient is Sujata Yamachili.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm so honored. Congratulations to all of the finalists. What a journey we've been on. Briefly, I just want to recognize my children, Kathan, Bhaskar, and Arya. They teach me about patience, empathy, and resilience every day. The finalists, all of the finalists in all the categories learned over a year ago that we were finalists, and everything got put on hold for a year because of COVID. And what a year it's been, as many of the panelists have talked about. We've learned about inner strength and skills that all of us have that we never knew we had. We are still dealing with the ramifications of the George Floyd incidents and all the things that resulted from that. We have a female vice president, and we're looking forward to seeing the president's speech tonight with 2 women behind him for the first time in our history. So despite all of the challenges and devastating crises that we've endured, we've also seen what resilience looks like, and we've seen what moving forward looks like. So I remain very hopeful as we look forward to reopening and getting back to normal. And I'm so thankful for all of the wonderful leadership we have in this community across the board, from organizations to young leaders to the leadership panelists. And I'm just delighted to be in the company of all these people and look forward to what we're all going to do together as a community. So thank you again.
Oh, congratulations, Sujatha. We are so proud of you. Thank you for all that you are doing for the community. And thank you for your resilience over the course of the last year and throughout your career. Well, this concludes our program for the day. Congratulations to all of the finalists today, as well as the recipients of each award, Sujatha and Juwaria. Wishing each and every one of you personal and professional success. We do hope that you find inspiration in today's program. I certainly did. Be sure to visit thepartnership.org to view the Athena commemorative album and the videos from today's program. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Thank you for your continued support. We are so looking forward to seeing you at the 2022 Athena Internationals Awards. Have a great day.